Jess with Play US A to Z, and I'm back with another awesome guest for this episode. It's my dear friend, Valerie Cros from PlayPennsylvania.com. And you may not know this, but now that I moonlight as a winning South Point poker player, so winning, in fact, I got this windbreaker, it seemed like a good time to talk about Pennsylvania poker since, Valerie's not bad at poker either. She has, $100,000 in tournament earnings, and I have 21. But, I think the outfit speaks on authority here. But actually, for real, Val, you're the person to know Pennsylvania poker because you're all over Pennsylvania for over a year now, and you've been in the poker world for a while. So I hear we finally have news happening on PA poker. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, let me just say I'm pretty jealous of the South Point jacket. I know it's a coveted thing in the poker world. But yes, we do finally have news. BetMGM and Borgata have finally launched. Pennsylvania now has 3 operators instead of just one, which they had just one for over almost a year and a half. So yeah, it's pretty big news for players there.
I'd kind of given up hope that they would ever get another operator. So
yeah, I think a lot of people almost gave up hope. So
well, and now you have 2 new ones, but they're kind of the same. For people who don't understand, they hear, okay, I've got BetMGM and I got Party. Maybe they go to them and they're like, this feels similar. What's the difference between the 2?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's just a branding difference. They are both under the Party Poker US network. So it's basically the same site. So they're using the same platform. You're going to have similar user experience. And they're also sharing player pools. So if you're playing on, BetMGM, you're playing against people at the Borgata site. So basically the same thing.
Cool. Or is there anything like people when they are picking which one or their offers or something that would make a difference, or they're both about the same?
So also the same offers. BetMGM and Borgata are both doing $25 free and 100% deposit match up to $600. You can find the best offers, obviously, over at playpennsylvania.com. And this offer is a little bit better than the one at PokerStars. There you have to choose either $30 in free play or a $600 deposit match.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure most people have already signed up for PokerStars after 18 months of only one option.
Yes, you would think.
When they did launch, they did fairly well, fairly quickly, PokerStars in Pennsylvania. I think by and large, it's fair to say they outperformed what our expectations were based on New Jersey. Do you know much about how the BetMGM and Party launches have gone in terms of popularity?
So we don't have too much information yet about the launches, as far as traffic goes, but yeah, they officially launched April 29th, sorry. After a couple of days of testing. I know there are some bugs to work out, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected. There's been a little bit of disappointment I've seen here and there about small guarantees and things like that so far, but again, I think that's just kind of to be expected, especially when you're comparing them to PokerStars, which obviously has giant series and guarantees.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the interface and everything like that, it's right there on par with PokerStars. Yeah, the interface and everything is a little bit more like simplistic, but I think a lot of people, might prefer that. So it's just another option.
Yeah, and if they've played in New Jersey, it's pretty similar to that. Also, here's a little trick of the trade that you guys may not know on small guarantees. A reminder, call your mom on Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Oftentimes they will dip those guarantees down a little bit just because they know that most of you will be spending time with your mom, spending time with your family, not playing poker online all day. So I would wait until after Mother's Day to judge too harshly how that's going.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we'll have some numbers like middle of May, obviously. But that won't really tell us much because they'll only have been live a couple days.
Yeah, 3 days of data.
Yeah, so basically middle of June we'll know more when the Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board report comes out. But I think we'll also get a better idea during the opening series, which is May 23rd through 30th. Main event is going to be a $109 buy-in, 100K guarantee. So again, pretty small relative to PokerStars offerings. Again, I think they're just kind of trying to build player pool and test the waters in Pennsylvania.
I picked this mug specifically because I knew we were going to talk about WSOP in Pennsylvania, and my feelings about it have been summed up for like 2 years with this. Meh. I'm so tired of waiting. I've been fooled too many times, and I'm over it.
Let me follow that up with what I think about the WSOP launch.
Oh my gosh,
No words. No words.
forever. I mean, it's been like, I thought what was it like? They were aiming to get at the 2019 WSOP. I remember asking Seth Polanski, "Is Pennsylvania coming?" And he's like, "Maybe." I mean, since then, there was no WSOP last year. Seth Polanski isn't even that job anymore, and we're still like speculating. Is there any hope? Any bit closer?
I mean, I don't want to give you too much hope. But yeah, I mean, it's just they've been very hush hush about the PA launch. There have been a couple situations where players have seen WSOP branding come up with Harrah's Philadelphia. So, people are like, oh, WSOP is coming. And so we fell into that trap twice. So we're not going to do it again, fool me once. But yeah, we just reached out to PGCB again, which we do, basically weekly. Any news on WSOP launching, and it's the same story. They're continuing to work towards a launch. Yeah, so New Jersey is getting another WSOP circuit this month. It appears, unfortunately, that PA will be left out again.
I mean, yeah, if I had to ballpark how many stories on Play Pennsylvania we have that are, no, sorry, Stars isn't launching, it would be like in the 30s, just because you poker players love to read bad news too. You're just like, give it to me. I want to hear why I'm not getting what I want.
For sure.
WSOP not in Michigan yet either, but Michigan now, has actually surpassed Pennsylvania in terms of, on PokerStars, what we're looking at is seats filled. And we saw that really a weekend, the seats filled in Michigan surpassed Pennsylvania. Did you expect that? What was your opinion of how Michigan has gone so far?
I mean, obviously, Michigan has exceeded expectations, I would say. But yeah, I think it's a good example of like pent up demand. They also had a lot of buildup, a lot of fanfare. And yeah, I mean, considering it's a smaller population than Pennsylvania, it's about 10 million, I believe, compared to nearly 13 million. So yeah, the fact that they're on par with Pennsylvania, which launched in July, 2019, is a little crazy to think about. But yeah, they also launched with it was like a synchronized launch with online casino.
Oh yeah,
poker, sports betting, everything at once. So I think there's probably a lot of awareness. In Pennsylvania, it was kind of staggered, and sites just kind of trickling in. So
yeah.
there's probably a lot of people that just didn't even know that Pennsylvania had a poker site for a long time.
I think you're right too about the pent up demand thing, because a lot of my friends, and I'm sure yours too, that lived in Pennsylvania were just, driving over to Jersey on Sunday and playing in New Jersey. And that's not really been an option for Michigan. They are surrounded by nothingness. I guess you could go to Canada, but playing online, this is the first opportunity for them in a while. And actually, some of the numbers that I've seen suggest that though the seats filled are greater, the revenue is not quite, they're about the same.
Mhm.
Michigan doesn't break out poker like Pennsylvania does, so we are just kind of basing that on operator feedback and stuff. It's hard to tell for sure, but always good to have another one. I think though, with Michigan and with us finally getting more sites in Pennsylvania, Nevada, New Jersey, and the 3 people in Delaware who play online poker are asking, when's that compacting happening? PA, they held off on it because of the whole Wire Act situation. They were very nervous about breaking that. It seems like that's a done deal. Are you hearing anything from PGCB that might be in the works and coming soon?
Yeah, so I just heard from PGCB an update, and it's basically they're waiting on the DOJ. They're trying to see if they're going to pursue an appeal to the January decision that we are also,
Same here.
happy and bullish about, pretty much. So yeah, I think they're gonna kind of bide their time and wait to see what happens with that. So what they told me was until there's some finality of the federal decision, and that they're waiting to see if there's going to be an appeal. And they also pointed out that it's not just a PGCB decision. Obviously, there's other entities in Pennsylvania that will have to sign off, and of course, poker operators will need to, approve the provisions of any agreement. But yeah, I think
Other states too.
yeah,
The other
in
states
other
need to be
states,
making sure that they're happy with the way they've set.
yeah. So a lot of levels here to get through, and a lot of hoops. But I think that the fact that BetMGM and Borgata um, launched in Pennsylvania is a good sign because obviously they'll be looking
Yeah,
to
pushing for it.
yeah pull player pools with all of these states.
I just don't know what finality they want though. Like I think it's now 3 court decisions have all gone in favor of the New Hampshire Lottery, who kind of represents all the online sites. We had a change in administration, and the new president of the United States has said, I have no interest in pursuing this opinion because it's not correct. Like, I don't know what they want, like a handwritten letter from Biden being like, I promise not to pursue you. It's just, it's interesting to me that they think that this isn't enough finality when every other state does.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's very frustrating. And it's also another reason, most likely, why it took about a year and a half for a second operator to come to Pennsylvania. But yeah, I mean, hopefully there is hope for sharing player pools.
Yep.
I know the PGCB has kind of hinted that once these legislative hurdles are cleared, that they will consider it. So obviously, it would be beneficial for everyone in the market, and obviously, it would be a huge game changer. Looking at the populations of Michigan and Pennsylvania,
Maybe if
joining those player
Michigan gets
pools.
it done soon, the pressure is just fully on with them. I think if they see a
Mhm.
state like Michigan is not gonna hold back and that nothing happens to them, maybe that'll be the cue that Pennsylvania can finally do this. All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I guess
agree.
I I kind of want to end with, online poker players are always asking us, like, when is my state coming? When is a federal bill coming? Sheldon Adelson died. I thought we were all going to have poker everywhere. My little message to them has always been, if you hear that your state is interested in online casino, support that as much as humanly possible, because I really think poker only bills are just not going to exist anymore. And Pennsylvania and Michigan, you get it in with online casino, and that's how you get it. Do you have any other takeaways from your stuff in poker that you want to send out to the world for them to chew on while we wait for compacting and launches?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it well. Obviously, poker only bills, it's just poker is such a tiny percent of revenue overall. And then, even looking at Pennsylvania's, iGaming revenue, which has been going through the roof,
Yeah.
approaching 100 million in February. Yeah,
Yeah, it's huge. Michigan's huge.
last
New
report.
Jersey, it's huge.
Yeah, in March was the big month, but yeah, I mean, and same with Michigan. So, poker comes along with these things, and it's a tiny percent of the revenue, but it's of course, we're going to say it's an important part.
Yeah.
It's great for states to be able to offer that. And, there's a lot of cross sell, obviously, with casino and poker and sports betting. So, yeah, I would just say lobby for it, push for it, um, write your congressman.
Yeah,
And
right, the
yeah,
local lawmakers too,
yeah,
it's just not something I think is gonna get on the Senate floor. But at the local level,
yeah.
we've seen it with sports betting in dozens of
Mhm.
states. That doesn't make a ton of money either, so maybe we're gonna make headway on that front, but if not, until then, I think that the local level is your best bet. All right,
Yes,
well,
for
Val,
sure.
I know we've got a lot to do because I certainly need to go brush up on my poker skills. I'm sure you have. Are you
Definitely.
playing at all any lately or no? California, it's
Um,
kind of hard, right?
Yeah, I haven't really been able to play live too much. So
Come visit.
yeah.
We'll hang out at South Point.
Yeah,
All
for
right,
sure. Got to get
that
some of
has
that
been nice.
South Point that South Point action.
That's South Point action. If we could get that as online poker, there would be a lot of players. All right, on that note, that is it from Val and I. And until then, I'm going to do a little ode to the dearly missed Mike Sexton. May all your cards be live and your pots be monsters. Thanks, guys.